Hello, good morning. Today we are going to start a lesson named as laser. So let's start the topic laser. Laser is having one special acronym. Laser stands for, let's see, laser. It stands for L for light, light. A for amplification, light amplification. By light amplification by. S for stimulated, stimulated. E for emission, E for emission of radiation. R stand for radiation. So laser has one specific acronym, and that acronym is laser stand for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. By using the first word of each, first alphabet of each word, laser is having its long form, light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Actually, laser is a device which produces highly coherent, monochromatic, intense beam of light with very small divergence. All these are the properties of laser, which are very remarkable properties of laser. Laser is one special device which produces what? Which produces a very highly monochromatic, highly coherent, unidirectional light with very small divergence. That one is laser. Now let's start the energy states of an atom, the topic which is very important in the production of laser, and that basic topic is energy states of an atom. So let's start the topic. So let's give the heading energy states of an atom. Energy states of an atom. Actually, there are three energy states of any atom. The first energy state is known as ground state. First one is ground state. Second energy state is named as excited state. Excited state. And the third energy state, which is known as metastable state. Metastable state. These are the three main energy states of an atom in case of laser. Now let's see these three states one by one in detail. First one is ground state. Actually, ground state is a very basic state. It is the lowest states of an atom in which any atom can remain in unlimited period of time, and thus it is called as most stable state for the atom. I repeat, listen again. First state is ground state. Ground state is called as most stable state because it is the lowest possible state for the atom, and any atom can remain in this ground state for unlimited time. Thus, it is called as most stable state. So, ground state is what? Most stable state. Most stable state, and it is the lowest state. Clear? Now the second one is excited state. Excited state is higher energy states than the ground state. As I told you, ground state is lowest possible energy state, which is called as ground state. Now the second one state for the atom is excited state, and the excited state is higher energy state than the ground state. It having a very low lifetime. That means any atom can remain in this excited state for very short period, and that period is nearly equal to, that period is only 10 raised to minus 8 seconds. Any atom can remain in this excited state for a very short time, and that time period is 10 raised to minus 8 seconds. Thus, this second one state, which is called as excited state, is also called as unstable state. This is also called as unstable state, which is called as unstable state, because atom can remain there for a very short time. Thus, it is unstable state. Now, let's start the third one state. The third one is metastable state. Listen carefully. Metastable state is the intermediate state in between the ground state and excited state. That means any atom can, that means this metastable state is neither as stable as ground state nor as unstable as excited state. Thus it is called as metastable state, which is intermediate in between the ground state and excited state. That means any atom can remain in this metastable state for the time period 10 raised to minus 3 seconds. Nearly 10 raised to minus 3 seconds, which is called as its lifetime for that atom. This is about the energy states of an atom. Got it? I repeat again. For any atom, in case of laser production, there are 3 states. First one is ground state. Second one is excited state. And third one is metastable state. Let's revise that one by one. Ground state is most stable state. It is the lowest possible state for that atom. Thus it is most stable state, and hence any atom can remain in ground state for unlimited period of time. Now the second state, second one is excited state. Excited state is higher energy state than the ground state. Excited one is higher than the ground state. Any atom can remain in this excited state for a very short period of time, and that time duration is nearly equal to 10 raised to minus 8 second. Thus, this excited state is called as unstable state. It is called as unstable state. And the last one is metastable state. Metastable state is intermediate state in between the ground state and excited state. It is neither as stable as ground state nor as unstable as excited state. That means any atom can remain in this metastable state for 10 raised to minus 3 seconds. In this way, here we learn about the energy states of an atom. Clear? Okay. Let's start the next topic. Next basic terms. Good. Now, let's start the next topic of the laser, and that one is that a process. There are 2 processes: emission of radiation and absorption of radiation. Now, let's see the one by one. First one is absorption of radiation. So, here the process is absorption of radiation. As I told you, laser is having the acronym light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. So, it is necessary to see the meaning of emission of radiation. Before that, let's see the meaning of absorption of radiation. Actually, absorption of radiation is the term in which transition of an atom takes place. Transition of an atom from lower energy state to higher energy state. As we already see the three energy state, that one is ground state, excited state and metastable state. So listen again. Absorption of radiation means what? Transition of an atom from lower energy state to higher energy state is known as absorption of radiation. Transition from is, in this case, transition of atom from lower energy state to lower energy state to higher energy state, that is called as absorption of radiation. And now exactly opposite to that, the second process is called as emission of radiation. So second one is emission of radiation. Emission of radiation is exactly opposite to absorption of radiation. In that case, the transition of an atom takes place, but that transition is from higher energy state to lower energy state. And hence, emission of radiation can be defined as it is the transition of an atom. Transition of atoms from higher energy state, higher energy states to lower energy states. Lower energy states. This one is the two basic methods of transition of atoms. Now let's start the next important definition regarding laser, and that important definition is population inversion. Population inversion. So next definition is population inversion. Population inversion. These are all the basic terms regarding the laser. So let's see that one by one. And now the term is population inversion. Population inversion, as its name suggests, it is the process of raising the atoms in a large number in higher energy state than the lower energy state. Population inversion means what? Number of atoms are greater in higher energy state, higher energy states than the number of atoms in lower energy states. And hence, listen again, population inversion is the process in which number of atoms are in large numbers in higher energy state than the number of atoms in lower energy state. This process is called as population inversion. And now there is another important term is used for this process. That term is called as pumping. So let's see the next definition, that is pumping. The definition is pumping. So next one is pumping. Pumping, as its name suggests, again pumping is the process of achieving population inversion. As I told you earlier, we already see the meaning of population inversion. Population inversion is the process of raising atoms in higher energy state than the lower energy state. And now the pumping is next one process that is stand for, it is the process for achieving population inversion. Pumping is the process of achieving population inversion. Process of achieving population inversion is called pumping. Pumping is the process of achieving population inversion.